So far, we've had a brief look at conditional statements in JavaScript. We had a look at the if and if-else statements and else-if statements. And also we had a look at the ternary operator. All of these are used to conditionally execute certain code. Now let's look at switch statements. This is also a way to conditionally execute certain pieces of code. And it's especially useful when we have multiple conditions to go by. And we have to execute certain pieces of code based on specific conditions. So this is the syntax for that switch statement. So here we have a keyword called switch, and within the bracket there is an expression, and after that there is an open flower bracket in which you have several cases being listed like this. So there's a case X and colon, and after that there's a piece of code which will get executed when the expression matches this particular value, and it will execute this break statement and then come out of the loop. Now if the expression matches the value of X, it will execute this code and then hit the break statement and come out. But if it matches the value of Y, then it will execute this statement instead and then come to the break statement and come out of the loop. If the expression matches neither X nor Y, then it will execute the default piece of code and come out. So this is how the switch statement works, and it's especially useful when you have a certain expression that can result in a predetermined number of values. It can either result in X or Y or something else. Then we can use switch statements to conditionally execute different pieces of code. And the break statement is something that will be used to exit the switch statement. So let's have a look at an example of this. So I'm going to name this pen as a switch statement, and so I'm going to collapse these HTML and CSS sections. So what we're going to do here is create a certain array of countries, say India, say Germany, and USA, and Brazil, and Japan. So this is a list of certain countries, and we're going to create another variable called country and give it countries 0. So we are accessing the array of countries and giving it the value of whichever country is in the 0th index. So 0 in the index is in the first element of the array. So to check which country we selected, we're going to say document.write country. Country selected is the country, and we get the result here. Now let's write our switch case statement. So we'll say switch country, and we'll say case India, this country is in Asia, and we'll say break. We'll also write a line break here. And we'll write the second case. We'll say Germany, document.write, this country is in Europe, and then again break statement. Similarly, we'll write case USA, document.write, this country is in North America, break. Case Brazil, document.write, this country is in South America, break. And finally we have case Japan, and for this we'll write document.write, this country is in East Asia, break. And we'll also write a default statement saying document.write, this country is not in the list, and break. Okay, so we've written a successful switch statement, and here what we've done is we've written a list of countries, and we're selecting the country to be one of these. So we can change which country we're selecting by changing the index of that country's place in this array. So 0 is India, 1 would be Germany, and 2 would be USA, 3 would be Brazil, and 4 would be Japan. And we're just writing which country we're selecting by mentioning this. So there's a mistake in the code. Let me fix that. Okay, so we're selecting the country of India, and we have the switch statement which executes this piece of line. Okay, so if you look at the statements that are written within each case, I've written distinct lines. So for India, it says this is in Asia. For Germany, we said this is in Europe. USA is in North America, and Brazil is in South America, and Japan is in East Asia. And if it's not any of these countries, then we say this country is not in the list. Now, when we have India, it automatically enters this line and it comes out of this loop. And we can have another statement here saying the switch statement has completed. And again, we'll also write document.write so that it's more readable. Okay, so now let's explain the switch statement. If you look at this, we're writing this keyword switch, and in the parentheses, we're passing in this expression. So this can be anything, but we are passing in this variable as the expression, and we have several cases listed. So what the switch statement will do is we'll compare this value and whatever is specified within these quotes, and if this expression that is being passed in the parentheses matches the case value, then it will execute the code within that, and when it hits the break statement, it will come out of the switch statement and it will execute this line. So that's what is happening. Now let's try different values for the country variable and see what happens as a result. So here we're going to say Germany. Let's see the result change to the country selected is Germany. This country is in Europe. The switch statement is completed. And now let's say instead of Germany, I just say German. The country selected is German. The country is not in the list. The switch statement has completed. So it will take this value and check against each case. So German is not equal to India. German is not equal to Germany. German is not equal to USA. German is not equal to Brazil. German is not equal to Japan. So it will automatically go to the default statement. It will execute this piece of code, and that is what we are seeing here. And then it will come to the break statement and it will come out of the switch statement. So like this, you can write a switch statement to do many different things. Now, just to give you a different example, I'm going to change this switch statement to something else. I'm going to delete everything. And I'm going to change the switch statement to variable. So I'm going to say var variable equals 5. And here in the different cases, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here I'm going to say the number chosen is 1. And I'm going to copy this and paste it in all of these cases. And in the default, I'm going to say so here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So whatever is not part of this would be either less than 1 or greater than 5 or is not a whole number. So let's have a look at this. So right now the variable is 5 and it will take this as the input expression. So the whatever is passed on here is the 5. So it will check whether 1 is equal to 5 or not. It's not equal. So it will go to the next case. 2 is not equal to 5. So it will go to the next one. 3 is not equal to 5. So it will go to 4. 4 is not equal to 5. So it will come here and 5 is equal to 5. So it will print out this statement. The number chosen is 5, which is what you get to see here, and then it will hit the break statement and come out of it. Now let's say I write 6, and here you get to see that number is less than 1 or greater than 5 or is not a whole number. So that is how you write the switch case statement. So I hope this is clear and it helps you understand what switch statements are and how to use them. In case you have any questions or doubts, please post them as comments down below in the comment section. Please make sure to like and share this video and also subscribe to our channel. Make sure to press the bell icon to receive notifications, and also you can support us by donating. Please find the links to our Patreon and UPI gateway down below in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.